Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Bag in the Munros series. Today we're starting at the Sugar Bowl car park and we are climbing Cairn Toul, Sgor and Lochain Uaine and Braeriach. As you can see on the map, we decided to go through the Lairig Ghru and then up the side of Sgor and Lochain Uaine. But for anyone doing this, I seriously recommend just going up the right hand side and going along the tops of them all and coming back the exact same route, because going up the side of that Munro is really difficult. There is lots of different ways to do the Cairn Toul and Munros, but I have planned out the best routes to do so we can do it in the shortest amount of time. So I had to make my own route on U-Ranger for this one. That's where we're going anyway. Hey, what's your route? Should have downloaded it.
Huh?
You should have downloaded it.
Mate, I downloaded the one you told me to download.
No, you didn't. So I said I made this one. You could have looked.
And then you said that it wasn't synchronized, so I couldn't get it online.
No, I said you might not be able to get it online. But when I go ahead. Yeah, we got really lucky with the weather at the start. At the start it was like 24 degrees and it was just sunny all day. There's a ridge in the distance that you'll have to head between. I've highlighted it now and it's very rocky there. On this route we did meet a lot of people who were going and camping. I'd say the majority of the people that we met were going camping, so most of them were doing the three we were going to do, and then they were going to camp, and then they were going to do Ben McDewey in the morning. But we don't have a tent yet and we decided to sleep in our cars, so you'll see later on in the video me and Owen's contraption where we had both of our boots open facing each other and we've put a midgie net over them, so we've created our own little safe space for midgies. This route that we're doing is a Steve Fallon's route and it does say it'll take around about 10 hours, but as you can see we're just coming up to the V-shaped valley a little bit that's got a lot of rocks and it's really rocky. Big jump, ready? Oh yeah, hear that? Rumble in the jungle. Once we got out the valley, we had some really nice views of the Lairig Ghru. We did start quite late, we ended up starting at 12 o'clock, so it looked like we weren't going to get finished till 10, so we did decide to run some of it. So it was a big flat bit of ground and it was just a start, so we thought, yeah, we'll just run. And we ran for about 10 minutes, so I say it probably took off about half an hour or something. So at this point, this is where you should go right and stay along the ridge instead of going down the Lairig Ghru like we've done. The majority of the walk to the bottom of the Munro is just walking down the Lairig Ghru, and it is so nice to look at. So many ridges up on both sides of you. But in the distance you can see Sgor and Lochain Uaine. We're halfway down the Ghru now, and this elevation here is 770 metres, so we still do have quite a lot to go. And now you're able to see Cairn Toul, which is on the right hand side. But yeah, these views that we've got just now are just absolutely stunning. So we ended up having to cross this river. Owen ended up crossing earlier on, and I crossed a bit later on, like just where I am just now, and I ended up slipping and falling in. So I fell like 2 meters and like cut my legs just up here, like a tiny bit further up is where I fell. But I was really lucky not to injure myself. Just got a bit wet and muddy, so it wasn't too bad. Yeah, there's a really nice bothy just at the bottom of the Munros. It has everything you'd want in it. So this climb is what I was going on about at the beginning. This was probably the hardest, like half an hour to 45 minutes of my life. It's almost like a sheer cliff going up, and yeah, you have to take a break like every 5 minutes. It's just so exhausting. And the wind was, as you can see by some of my straps going everywhere, the wind was so powerful going up the side here. So if you are doing this walk, make sure you do go along the ridge. Unless you are wanting to have a proper workout, then yeah, definitely come this way. We eventually got to the lake halfway up Munro, and yeah, the views at that lake were just amazing as well, as you'll see. So we were thinking this would be an absolute class spot for doing some wild camping. This is a good view of both the Munros that we'll have to climb, so we have got a long way still to go. Yeah, we managed to find a little frog on the wall. On the rock. But yeah, these rocks here were an absolute grueler, and yeah, the wind speed was just enormous. Like every time the wind like really started blowing for like 2 seconds really hard, you'd have to like stop moving because you'd honestly feel like you're about to get like flown off the side of the mountain. But I guess it is what hillwalking's about, because look at the views we got from it. It was definitely worth it at the end, but we're still not even at the first Munro, and we still have 3 Munros to do. If you are enjoying the video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So you can just see the cairn now at the top of the first Munro, and it ended up taking us 4 hours and 40 minutes to get here. The clouds did start coming in though, so we didn't get as good of a view as we wanted. But we can't complain because of the views that we got earlier. Because of that climb, my shoes were really damaged from it, so you'll hear Owen do a little commentary over them just now.
So we've got a good bit of fine engineering here. So I'll probably go on for another couple of hill walks.
Fine
easy,
work.
just get a bit of tape around that. Got some damage around the front here as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see the sock in there.
No, it comes
Socks
like that.
in there.
That's the new design.
Comes like that.
After a good 10-minute well-deserved break, we set off to Cairn Toul, which, as you can see, is not very far away. Here's the cairn now at the top of Cairn Toul, and it's another half an hour from the previous Munro. As you can see, the clouds are still here on this Munro when we got to the top, so we didn't get any good views.
Look at the state of us.
Because we were in the clouds as well, there's just so much moisture around, so it felt like we'd had to shower, which wasn't too bad, but yeah, it just made us look really wet. But as you can see, we're halfway between Cairn Toul and Braeriach now. For most of this part of the walk, it was just freezing and we were just getting so tired and there's just no views.
Tough weather. Freezing.
As I said, it was really cold, but it was quite annoying because the sun and clouds were flirting with each other. Like, the sun was coming out and then it was going away, so yeah, on a slightly better day, we would have had really, really nice views. But we got to the top of our third and final Munro, Braeriach, after 6 hours and 36 minutes. The clouds were starting to break up a bit, so we were starting to get much better views now. And we were now feeling the exhaustion from our little run that we had earlier. We're now just coming back up to the valley that's got all the rocks in it. Do you see that little gap that Owen's just waiting to walk over? Well, when I went to walk over there, I was obviously distracted and I twisted my ankle. And later on in the night, when we were sleeping in the cars, my ankle just started like pounding of pain. It was just so sore. But we did get back to the car park at literally 10 hours on the dot. And there was a lot of cars still here, so I imagine most of them were still out camping somewhere. But this is our setup we had. We had the 2 mosquito nets, and then we had pegs, keeping it close to each other.
Owen's on the Barbie. Cheers, chef.
We stayed over in our cars because we were going to do another walk the next day. But I couldn't put any weight at all on my ankle, like, I could barely even do a step, so yeah, there's definitely no chance that we're going to be able to do a walk. So the total walk was 18.7 miles, which is exactly 30 kilometres, and it took us exactly 10 hours, so we were walking at a speed of 3 kilometres an hour. But we got to the top of the first Munro after 4 hours 41 minutes, top of the second Munro after 5 hours and 12 minutes, and got to the top of the third Munro after 6 hours and 37 minutes. Because you made it to the end of the video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future hill walking videos. I'll see you in the next one.